afternoon. So let's talk about the market, guys. The market's great. So we've seen unemployment rates actually drop. It went from 14-something% down to 13%. And I've stated in videos before, a lot of the people that lost their jobs were your laborers and low wage income earners. So a lot of them are actually going back to work now, because now people realize they need their staff because they can actually work and things are happening. The report from Goldman Sachs is pretty on point. They said by the fourth quarter of this year, we're going to be back to full steam. We're going to be better or the same as what we were prior to this whole COVID pandemic, right? So what this means in Arizona, first of all, we barely got hit compared to other states with this whole thing. And what this means in Arizona is our inventory for homes and real estate is lower now this time of this year than it was last year. Rates are historically low and they keep going down, and it sounds like they're going to stay down all the way through the end of next year. This is the most golden time for a person to buy a house, except for one thing: the inventory is low. The oldest thing and saying that you've always heard in business is supply versus demand, and that's what drives business. We have a low supply. We have properties that are getting multiple offers on them, not just a few, like a lot, especially in like the price range of like 200 to 500,000. They're getting multiple offers on those. So you got a low inventory, lots of buyers, really good interest rates, and that helps keeps your your payments down. So if you're a buyer and you're hearing from family or friends or anybody saying don't buy, values are going to go down, it's not going to happen, folks. Do not talk to people that aren't experts in the industry, because they're living in the past from 2008 and having all these effects of PTSD and thinking about all the doom and gloom, because you've got people going back to work, you got the government offering help so they don't lose their homes, and the homes have a ton of equity in them for the most part. So most of these homes have equity. That means they can do normal sales. That means they're not going to have foreclosures. And if the inventory is low, when they go to list that house, it's going to sell right away depending on the price range. So if you're a buyer, don't do yourself a disservice, because in a 250 to 260 price range, you're going to see values appreciate per month by $1,600 to $1,700 a month based off of what the appreciation rate is right now. And I expect it to be more than that. What does that mean? Well, in 5 months, your home's going to cost you about $8,000 more in that price range. That means you're going to be paying $50 to $60 more a month in your payment. And you have also lost $8,000 of equity you have gained. Right now, if I could tell you that your savings account, you would have $8,000 set aside in 5 months, how happy would you be? You'd be really happy. Well, that's what happens when you buy a house. When you're renting, you don't. But I can tell you what you are doing is you're putting $8,000 of equity into that owner of the home's pocket in their savings account. And I don't like putting money in other people's savings accounts. So right now, you need to quit listening to the naysayers when it comes to buying a home, because even if, let's think about this, even if I'm wrong, and the values do drop, you're getting a home in super low interest rates. Real estate is a long race. It is not a short race, okay? All these TV shows with the glitz and glam of flip and, fix and flip and all this kind of stuff, it's TV, folks. It's fiction for the most part. It does happen, but not all the time. So think about a long-term investment for your family, and think about how you can save your family thousands by getting locked in a cheaper home now than down the road. And don't let these other people that are like discouraging you from buying a home. Trust me, you're going to regret it when rates go up.